Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Sean, and I created this video to give you the lowdown on how to stop the bleeding from shaving nicks and cuts. So everybody cuts themselves shaving. I cut myself quite frequently. You might cut yourself once a month. Doesn't matter if you're an expert or a novice, it's gonna happen. You know, they created these razors to prevent it from happening. The problem is though, it's still a sharp object going against your skin, cutting the hair off, and you're eventually gonna see some blood. So what do we do when we see blood? We reach for the toilet tissue paper, rip off a little piece, start dabbing it, trying to stop the bleeding. The problem is though, you're probably gonna be dabbing it for a little while, it gets really messy. Worst case scenario, you walk out into the real world and you got a little bit of toilet tissue paper stuck on your face. So I started doing some research on how to really stop the bleeding from shaving nicks and cuts. And I came across 4 interesting options. The first one being the Styptic Bomb. The second one being the Styptic Matches. The third one, the Styptic Powder. And the fourth one, the Styptic Pencil. So as you can see, between the 4 products, there's one common denominator. Styptic. What is styptic? Styptic is a chemical compound known as aluminum sulfate. It acts like an anti-hemorrhaging agent, which basically coagulates the blood faster. In layman's terms, when you use styptic, it helps heal the wound a lot quicker. So styptic, or aluminum sulfate, can be found in many different applications depending on what ingredients you mix into it. So let's take, for instance, the Styptic Bomb. The Styptic Bomb was created with beeswax, argan oil, tea tree oil, and a little bit of jojoba oil. What that basically does is help nourish your skin while actually healing it as well. Now the Styptic Pencil. The Styptic Pencil is probably the oldest form of any styptic you'll find. It's been around since before your grandfather's days. It comes in this hard rock state, and it's a little abrasive when you're putting it on your skin, especially if it's sensitive. It still does the job though. Next one, the Styptic Matches. The Styptic Matches are basically the Styptic Pencil in single-use form. Again, it's a little abrasive on the skin, still does the job. The last one is Styptic Powder. This one, what they did was they ended up taking the Styptic Pencil and just creating a powder out of it. You know, this is really used in if you have a pet and you cut their nails and you see a little bit of blood coming out because you got too close. They use this to dip the paws into, so it's easy to stop the bleeding. It works, but it leaves a little yellow tint and it still stings a little bit. So now that I've gone over the 4 different solutions that are out there and available for you to use, let's talk about how and when to use it. So when I'm shaving, I'll end up getting a cut right around my lip or underneath the chin area. I'll just keep shaving because they're small cuts. And then at the end, I'll see where all the little blood spots are and I'll take the Styptic Bomb and apply it on afterwards to make sure I got a clean finish. But if you end up getting a big gash, stop, because you just make it bigger if you keep shaving. Then use the Styptic Bomb or any styptic solution you want and apply it, wait till it stops bleeding, and then continue shaving. If you shave fully, if you just trim like I do, and make sure you line it up and you still get some nicks and cuts, you definitely want to make sure you have one of these solutions around. Especially if you're going to work in the morning or if you're going to a wedding and you put a white crisp shirt on, you don't want any blood stains on there. So find the one that works best for you and just make sure it's in your dock kit all the time.